Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Mike Bennett and I'm a Yamaha DTX and acoustic drum artist. And today I want to introduce you to the brand new Yamaha DTX Hybrid Pack. Hybrid drumming is a couple things, but the most important part about hybrid drumming is the fact that it can bring a drummer's decisions and a drummer's feel to electronic instruments. And on top of that, hybrid drumming is just the way we expand the kit and we kind of move forward with the evolution of the acoustic drum set by incorporating a whole new broad range of sounds and that we could only dream of doing before, and the technology is now at a place to where we don't just have to limit ourselves to just being acoustic drummers. We can kind of be creative and open our ears and open our minds a little bit more to the new possibilities that we have available behind the drum kit. The Hybrid Pack is a plug-and-play solution for every drummer to enter the electronic drumming world. Right out of the box, you're going to have everything you need to get hybrid drumming right away and start integrating electronics into your sound. Inside the pack, you're going to find the acoustic drum triggers, the satellite triggers, all the cables and clamps you need, and at the heart of it is the DTX 502 module. You're going to have everything you need to start not only seeing but hearing the drum set in a whole new way and be able to play the drums in a musical way that you've maybe never done before. Hybrid drumming was always a great idea in theory for a long time, and it was something that a lot of us kept on trying to do, but it just wasn't ready. And now I'm so excited that we're there and everything works great and sounds great and feels great that it's finally coming to fruition to where, what we wanted to be able to do behind the kit is now a possibility. Being able to use hybrid setups and incorporate sounds into the different styles and songs and artist music that I play with is something that I have to do on a day-to-day basis, and generally I have to do it quickly and make it sound big, whether it's a live concert, TV show, or a recording studio setting. And I think everyone will find that whether it's with your band or your church or whether the recording studio or the live setting, the hybrid setups and electronic drumming can be a real asset to bring new life and a really important, necessary life to your music. One of the best parts about the 502 module is its expandability. So just by logging on to YamahaDTX.com, you're going to be able to have access to an ever-growing number of presets to further expand your kit and give you even more options to put into your hybrid playing. I'm going to walk through right now a couple examples of some preset kits available for download now at YamahaDTX.com for you to start messing around with. So say you're on a gig and you need a jazz drum kit when you have a pop rock drum kit. With the hybrid setup, we could easily have a bop kit. So now let's say you're on a dance gig or a top 40 gig, some more contemporary music. Here is a kit called the Hip Kit that is going to incorporate some more electronic sounds into the acoustic drumming environment.
problem I often run into being a fan of smaller drum sizes is being able to get that big, wide open, classic rock drum sound. And with this preset, the big kit, you can get that instantly with just the turn of a dial. Sometimes you don't need to be putting a bunch of fancy sounds all over the triggers and over the kit. You just need a little bit of air, or maybe just that extra little depth from the kick drum, or a little more attack from the snare, whatever you need just to kind of hot rod your sound a little bit. So here's an example of a way to just put some simple stacking on the acoustic drums with the triggers. So a lot of times what I end up doing with my acoustic hybrid setup is using the acoustic drum triggers to stack sounds. I'm trying to think of how it's going to translate past my drum kit. So I'm thinking of things of how is my kick drum going to make it to the back of the venue, or am I stylistically correct? So I may do something like put a really gritty kick drum at the same time as my acoustic kick, and it would sound something like this. And the cool part with these triggers is how dynamic they are. So whether I'm playing quiet or loud, they're still going to respond accurately. And what that helps me get is, even though I may be having some shape to my playing, I may be playing a song where I don't want any dynamics. So I can set that threshold and that sound of that trigger so that it's loud, accurate, and strong all the time. Because no matter how hard I try, I'm never going to be completely 100% consistent. But fortunately, the technology is. The same thing applies with the snare drum, but with the threshold setting, which the threshold, if you think of it, is how much sound I'm going to allow to come in. So if I hit the drum louder, I'm going to get that layer. But sometimes I like to make the threshold so that I still can play the snare drum without the trigger going off at the same time. So you can hear there just the regular acoustic snare drum. But as I bring up the volume, listen to the actual sample kick in. And the important part about that is I don't want to sacrifice any of the dynamics or character of my acoustic drumming. So things like ghost notes are still going to be able to be played without setting off the samples all the time. So when I hit the rim shots or do accents, I can have that sample kick in. Check this out. So even though you're incorporating loud, electronic, hip-hop, dark, gritty samples, you could still be musical, and at the same time, whenever you're employing the hybrid setup, you can always still be a drummer.
I really fell in love with the DTX 502 module right away, and especially for the hybrid use that I was using it for immediately. It's got a small footprint. I can fit it in any case. You know, I can fit it in a small bag. I've even thrown it in my backpack and my suitcase, and it really sounds good. A lot of people take for granted and just assume that the modules are going to sound good, and the 502 and all the DTX products really have an exceptional sound. And it's not just the sounds that are inside the module, it's the sound coming out too. The converters are just so awesome and so edgy and allows me to hear the samples the way that I want to hear them.
One of the big obstacles that drummers come across when they start entering e-drumming and hybrid drumming is entering the audio world. When we come from a world where we primarily hit things, all of a sudden now we have to adjust parameters and thresholds and volumes and all that stuff. But fortunately, Yamaha has come through and made all that stuff not only easier, but really kind of fun. Now, with the 502, you can go onto the App Store and you can download the brand new 502 app, which is going to allow you to do all the things that you could by actually putting your hands on the module, going screen to screen, through this fun, interactive touchscreen app. So you can do simple things such as scrolling back and forth between your kits. And you can also get under the hood and change all the sounds on the kit. So for example, on the snare drum here, we can have a maple custom snare, or one of my favorites, the oak custom. And on top of that, we can adjust the basic parameters of everything, including tuning, muffling, volume, panning. You're going to be able to get whatever sounds you want easily, quickly, and have a lot of fun while you're doing it.
When I first saw the app, I was blown away, and I was programming stuff in a hotel room. Like, you know, it really put the fun back into programming a drum module and took all the fear away. And also just the ability to save things, transfer your stuff around. Like, really, it's become way too easy. And that's exciting because now with the 502 module and the app and just the way it's built, I can get back to doing what I want to do, which is making music and playing drums.
The cool part about electronic and hybrid drumming is that it doesn't just have to stop with the hybrid pack. Yamaha has tons of products available that are going to allow you to be even more creative and further your palette of sounds. One of those being the Multi-12, which is one of my favorite pads that allows you to load your own sounds in and also comes with some really great sounds already available in its presets. To top that off, now you can get the app and not only load your sounds and organize your sounds much easier, but also jump inside the mixer and get that perfect blend and balance with volume, pan, and everything else you'd need to have the perfect sound. Yamaha also has some really great pro audio solutions that are going to allow those sounds that you're playing to be heard in the way that they're supposed to be heard and felt the way that they're supposed to feel. So whether that's for personal monitoring when you're playing just to hear yourself back or to get that sound out to the crowd, make sure you check out all the cool pro audio solutions available for you.
I'm also really excited that all the sounds that I used today, as well as the backing tracks, we're going to make available for you, the DTX user, over at YamahaDTX.com. So go on there, download my presets for the 502, and we'll even throw in a couple more for you, a few other custom presets I built, and I'm really excited to see what everyone does with it. So enjoy.